Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the THW NHL News and Rumors Report for Saturday, January 23rd, 2021. My name is Jim Parsons. I'm here with thehockeyraters.com. We got tons of news and rumors to go over today, but it is Saturday, and as I record this, we are about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours removed from a huge blockbuster deal in the NHL. The Columbus Blue Jackets and the Winnipeg Jets have made a trade. Patrik Laine and Jack Roslovic will go to the Columbus Blue Jackets. Pierre-Luc Dubois will go back to the Winnipeg Jets. That's pretty much the news that's been going on all Saturday morning. It started early Friday or late Friday night. It's been working into Saturday morning. The deal's now done. All sides are talking about this. We're going to talk about it as well. Get right into that. But before we do, don't forget, check out thehockeyraters.com for all your news and rumors reports. You can go to the Hockey Rater at Twitter or facebook.com, the Hockey Raters, to get up to date on everything that's happening. But let's get right into it. First things first, Pierre-Luc Dubois. We all knew that this guy was not happy in Columbus. It all kind of came to a head the other night when Columbus Blue Jackets were playing the Tampa Bay Lightning. He played all of 3 minutes and 55 seconds in the first period and then did not see the ice again in the second and third. John Tortorella had said earlier, when it wasn't looking like Dubois was going to play as often, that you will know if I bench somebody, and that is what happened the other night. So it was pretty much inevitable that Pierre-Luc Dubois was going to be moved from the Columbus Blue Jackets. It was just a matter of when. On Saturday, that deal was finally finalized with Patrik Laine and Jack Roslovic going the other way. Columbus is going to send a third-round pick in 2022 to the Winnipeg Jets as well. GM of the Blue Jackets, Jarmo Kekalainen, was asked if the dissension between John Tortorella, the head coach of the Blue Jackets, and Dubois was the reason that this trade was done or the trigger was pulled on it. He says no. They were actually working on this deal for a while. They had as many as about 22 teams that were interested in Dubois. Montreal, Anaheim, Calgary. They were some of the finalists, I guess, on Saturday morning. But the deal was best done with Winnipeg. It's going to send 3 unhappy players to new destinations, and we'll see. Now, they're going to all have to quarantine. Laine is out with a bit of an injury. Roslovic will probably suit in sooner than anybody else because he's a hometown boy. He's kind of been in Columbus. He should be ready to go. It sounds like he's going to get some time at third-line center. He's also been given a 2-year deal at about $1.9 million per season. So that extension is already done. So they knew that was coming. Laine has talked to the Columbus Blue Jackets already about a long-term extension. They've had some preliminary talks. We don't know if there's anything final there yet, but it looks like that might not be too far away. And we'll see if Tortorella and Laine can get along. You got to imagine Dubois is pretty happy about this, but whether or not Laine is looking at long-term with Columbus, we'll have to see. Kekalainen seems to think that will be a possibility. Lots of news coming out of Toronto today, or this week anyway. Joe Thornton was hit by Josh Archibald of the Edmonton Oilers in their first game of 2. He fractured a rib, so he's out for a month. This came, of course, right before news that Auston Matthews wasn't feeling very well. He did not play the game against the Oilers the other night. Toronto still pulled out the win. Matthews' issue is probably not a big one day-to-day is what they're saying with him, but Thornton's out for a while. Now Nick Robertson's out with the Toronto Maple Leafs. So the Maple Leafs are going to have to do a lot of line shuffling. We can already see every time that something big happens with Toronto, there's a lot of roster moves that happen with the taxi cab or the taxi squad and other things like that. So who knows what this means long-term for the Maple Leafs, but Thornton being out is a huge loss. Not necessarily so much in production, but in leadership, his veteran experience, all the reasons that Toronto brought him in. Sheldon Keefe has said they're happy that he's going to be with the team and can still lead in that way, but he's just not going to be on the ice for them. So we'll see what happens in Toronto. In Boston, there's some talk that David Pastrnak might be coming back sooner than most people think. He's not ready to go yet, but he has been skating with the team, and it looks like he's ahead of schedule. It was supposed to be mid-February that he might be back, but that's probably going to come a little sooner, which is great news for Boston because they're struggling a little bit out of the gate, and they sure could use Pasternak in the lineup. And in Washington, oh boy, this is a mess over there. So here's what happened. So a bunch of people happened to be Russian players were in a hotel room. Alex Ovechkin among them did not have the proper face coverings and masks on. The NHL has fined them $100,000. The Capitals have accepted this. Peter Laviolette, the head coach, says, yeah, we got to be better about this sort of thing. Ovechkin has accepted this. Ovechkin's wife is not very happy about this, saying that the NHL has singled out Russians and that this whole ruling is silly because players can pass it to each other while sitting on a bench or in a locker room or hugging each other after they score. She's not very happy about this, thinks that there might be some hidden meaning behind this fine, but the NHL has taken this pretty seriously. The Ovechkin and the rest of those players that were in there, Samsonov, they're going to be out for 4 games. So that's a big loss for the Washington Capitals, and we'll see if that affects them in the standings in any way. A short season is not necessarily the time that you want to take some of your best players out of the lineup. So we'll see how Washington handles this and what they do going forward. And if other teams are now awake and going, oh, okay, this is a serious matter, we'll have to watch this closely. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us today. Don't forget, every week you can check out the News and Rumors report here for THW. You can go to a bunch of other videos and a bunch of teams. Lots of great content happening. Check out the Hockey Radar on Twitter. Go to thehockeyracer.com for all your news and rumors and other articles about every team. And the Hockey Raiders at Facebook. You can check us out there too. Thanks, guys, and we will talk to you soon. Talk to you next week. There'll probably be a lot more going on. NHL's in action, and things are happening like crazy. Talk to you soon.